welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's studio vlog. I hope you're all well. So I've already today been outside pottering around doing a little bit of gardening. I repotted some big house plants and I also started planting some more bulbs. I've still got like half a bag left of bulbs that I've got to find some homes for, but I really need to get on with some work, so I've kind of left that for another day. So in this week's studio vlog I really want to start turning some of my daily doodles into like illustrations and designs. Some of them I want to do like some Christmassy themed ones, but yeah, I just kind of want to have a bit of a week of focusing on developing my daily doodles. So that is going to be the main focus for this week's studio vlog. I obviously still want to work on some paintings. I've got my portraits I need to finish off, I've got my big panoramic peacock painting I need to finish off, and then I've got some other paintings that I need to carry on working through. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that this week. But the first thing that I want to get done today is obviously one of my little daily doodles. Okay, so this is a little daily doodle that I want to work on today. It's a little sleeping fox. Now I've already last week's studio vlog painted quite a lot of other little foxes. They're all scattered around my sketchbook because I'm nearing the end of the sketchbook and I need to kind of fill up the pages that I've missed. So let me just quickly find. So yeah, I painted this little fox last week. And then this little fox as well, and then this little fox. And as you can see, I've already got a few other little foxes in this sketchbook that I've already had lying around from a while ago. So what I want to do is get this little fox paint as part of my little daily doodle, and then I've got a few ideas of how I'm going to turn them into like little Christmas illustrations and Christmas themed illustrations. So once I've done this, I'm just going to sketch out a few little thumbnails of my ideas and then start developing them into little Christmas illustrations, hopefully. So yeah, let me get my paints out and let's get painting this little fox. Okay, so it's a little bit later now. I've just been and had a bit of a dinner break and had a bit of a chill in front of the telly. So this is a little fox doodle that I ended up painting. I'm actually really quite happy with it. It does look all nice and snuggly and cosy. So what I actually want to do now is start developing these little fox doodles into some Christmassy style illustrations. This one here, where it's a little fox staring up at the moon, I've got kind of like a little idea of what I want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is grab a little piece of paper and just thumbnail out my ideas just to see what it looks like as like a little thumbnail, and then I'll probably start working on the little components of it so that I can then either tomorrow or tonight on Photoshop start kind of collating it together to turn it into a proper illustration. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time creating this little sky backdrop to start putting some of my little illustrations against, because this was kind of like the idea of what I wanted my little illustrations to look like. So I've got like a little fox staring up at the moon. On this one I thought it would be quite nice to have like a shooting star in the background of the sleeping fox, and then some like Christmas trees or snowy like scene in the background of one of the other foxes that I've already drawn. So yeah, I've sat and painted like a little nice sky just to get me started, because I'm not that confident on Photoshop, so I feel a bit like better having this to go on than trying to create this on Photoshop. There's bits of it that I'll probably edit and change on Photoshop, like I might take some of the stars out or put some more stars in or something like that. But yeah, I think it looks quite nice with this one. I can imagine that little fox being put there, and the good thing about Photoshop is I can slightly change the colouring on the fox to make it look like it's a bit more in the night time. But I've also just been flicking through some of my other sketches, and I think there's a few other like little illustrations that could work quite nicely with the starry background as well. So like my little penguins that I drew last week would work quite nicely. And then further back in my sketchbook, like this other little penguin and meow I think could work quite nicely with them. Now my original plan for tonight was that after doing this I was going to sit and get on with my little painting behind me, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit knackered. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a nice early night and get up nice and bright and early tomorrow morning. So I will see you for a bit more arty stuff tomorrow. Okay, so good evening. I've just finished working on this little daily doodle. It's done decided to do a little polar bear, mainly because I accidentally squeezed out far too much white paint yesterday, so I kind of needed to come up with a painting that used up some more white paint. So yeah, I decided to paint a little polar bear. Not gonna lie, it's not my favourite illustration that I've done or my favourite doodle, but it's quite a cute little polar bear. So what I want to do next is I need to actually go through my sketchbook, and I've got a few little doodles which I've done in last week's studio vlog, which I need to post up onto Instagram. So I need to sit and go through my sketchbook and take some photos of some of the doodles that I've done last week. So I'm going to do that in a little bit. And then what I want to do is get set up in the living room, and I'm going to sit with my laptop and my printer or scanner and kind of get on with doing my little Photoshop editing, so that I can hopefully get the little fox illustrations developed on Photoshop. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing next. Also got to make myself some dinner, but I'll do that in a bit. And yeah, then hopefully I'll come back and get on with some work once I've had a bit of a chill out in the living room and done some Photoshop editing. Okay, so quick little update on how I'm getting on with my little Photoshop editing. I'm actually really quite pleased with how they're coming along. I've got a little bit carried away in that I wasn't going to do the deer ones. I was just going to focus on the fox ones today, but I'm really liking how they're turning out. So I'm going to leave it at these four for today. But what I want to quickly do in a minute is kind of list down a few more ideas of other ones that I can add to this Starry Night collection. everybody, so it's a couple of days later now. I've had a few days off, but I'm really happy with how my little Starry Night illustrations are coming along and how they're all merging together nicely on Photoshop. So let me just quickly show you how I'm getting on with them. So yeah, these are my little Starry Night illustrations that I've been working on. So this one here is obviously more done than that one. That one I still need to get rid of like the black background, and I also want to work on like the little twiggy bits. I have put one of my little snowdrop illustrations in the background, so I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing instead of having the little black twiggy lines in it. So yeah, still got a lot more to do on this one, but this one's coming along quite nicely. I still haven't 100% decided if I'm finished with it yet. There's a few little bits, like I think I want to add a bit of snow to the front, and then like some lines to the back to like indicate like twigs that are further back and stuff. I've made these little snowdrops here a lot darker than what they originally were, just so that they look like they're a bit further back, and then these ones are still light. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these are coming out, so hopefully later on I can get these finished off. I'm going to probably sit in front of the telly and just kind of get them done a bit later on. I still haven't done the little Christmas tree illustrations for the, where's it gone? For this little reindeer one, because at the moment, as you can see, it's just like a load of twiggy lines and stuff. So I'm going to hand draw the Christmas trees for them, probably either today or tomorrow, and then get them in. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that little session that I done on them little Photoshops. But what I want to do before I do any more Photoshop editing is I want to do a little daily doodle. I also need to go and get some grocery shopping, see if I can get some ingredients so that I can make some Christmas mincemeat for some mince pies. Hopefully get a lot of stuff done. Shopping, and I managed to get stuff that I need to make my little Christmas mincemeat, so I think I'm going to sit and make that for a little bit before I get on with a bit more work later on. So let me just show you what I've got to make it. So I've got some dried cranberries, some raisins, some sultanas. I was meant to get currants, but I couldn't find them anywhere, so I'm just going to double up on like the amount of raisins or sultanas on it. I've got some mixed peel, some little cooking brownie apples, some blanched almonds, a lemon, light brown soft sugar. I've got some cinnamon and some mixed spice, butter, and then some sherry, which I need to put in after it's all cooled down. So I've got to put these all basically into a saucepan all together, let them like simmer for a little bit, cool it all down, and then put the alcohol in. And I've got a nice big jar which I'm gonna put all the mixture into. It's my little Christmas mincemeat jar. I've got to sterilise it in the oven first, so but yeah, it's actually quite a big mincemeat jar, but this makes quite a lot of mixture. So yeah, I'm gonna get all the apples chopped up and also sort out what I need to do with the lemon. But yeah, it's quite a pretty easy mixture to make really, so I'm just going to get that on, hopefully make the house smell all Christmassy and festive, and start. It's basically my official start to my Christmas preparations, is getting my little Christmas mincemeat sorted out. So yeah, let's get it going. So I'm going to peel and core my apples and then really finely chop them. So I need 9 ounces of sultana, 9 ounces of raisin, 6 ounces of dried cranberry, 4 ounces of mixed peel, okay, so that's got the fruity stuff mixed up, 4 ounces of butter, so put them in, 2 ounces of blanched almonds, which I'm now going to roll. 8 ounces of sugar, So it's a couple of days later now. So I had yesterday off because I went up to Norwich with my sisters and had a look around at all the festive Christmassy lights and done a little bit of window shopping. I didn't really buy much stuff just because I'm kind of perusing and trying to work out what I'm getting people for Christmas. So I didn't do a bit of window shopping, and then as it gets closer to Christmas I'll just kind of go up there all in one day and just get everything I need all in one day. The only thing I did get was a few more little art supplies. So I got some paint and I got some paint brushes and I got some little bits of Fimo clay to mess around with. Because I had the yesterday off, I feel a little bit like I need to get quite a lot of work done today. I need to obviously do my daily doodle, so I'm going to sit and paint a reindeer, I think. I also then, the reason I got some new paintbrushes and some new paints was because I really want to get on with quite a bit of painting this evening. I want to work on my big panoramic painting. I've got all my little portraits that I'm working on finishing off, and then I've also got a commission that I need to work on a little bit. I've got to scan in my little Christmas tree doodles that I done the other day into my computer so I can start putting them onto my little Starry Night illustrations. So yeah, got a lot to do today and all. Okay, so a quick little update on my little starry collection. So I sat and worked on these ones tonight. This one here I think is actually kind of nearly finished. I just got to kind of clear up a few areas and just double check that it's not too blurry and stuff and pixelated and stuff when like I zoom in, but I think it's okay. I think probably the best way I'm going to do that is like print it out and stuff. Part of me wants to get it professionally printed as like an actual print, and then also some cards and stuff, but I've got a feeling I might have left that too late for Christmas and stuff like that. But yeah, I quite like the design. I think it's come along quite nicely. These were actually the two that I was working on tonight. So this one here, I used the little Christmas tree illustrations that I was doing yesterday. Compositionally, I quite like it. I've still got a hell of a lot to do on this one. Like, there's this area here I don't like, and there's like a bit of confusion going on in this area. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. I think compositionally it's alright. It just needs like a little bit of detail and a little bit of like shading and just working on so it doesn't look like it's like a collage of images, but it's actually kind of all meant to be there. So yeah, that is that one. And then this one here, my little fox in the shooting star. Let me just zoom in on it a bit. So yeah, this one here is my little fox and the shooting star. What I've been working on with this one tonight, because I really like the composition and everything, is trying to get it so like it looks tonally right, because I think without some of the shading it kind of just looks like a load of images just randomly put together. So let me just show you what I mean. So if I turn this layer off here or hide it, which is the shading layer that I've been working on, you can see that it kind of just looks like a load of collaged images, where what I'm trying to do is put some shading in so it looks like the fox is casting a shadow on the snowdrops, and like the bits near the fox will be a bit darker because you won't be able to see it because the fox is in the way and stuff like that. So yeah, again, I've still got quite a lot I've got to do on this one, but I'm getting there.